Hello, everyone. So, this brain pick and chill is coming from my bed because I'm not feeling very well and it's nice and warm in here. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, what we're basically doing is you can ask any questions you want. I can try to help you as much as I can, or you could just use this as a way to co work or something to chill out while you're listening to eating your lunch. So, let me just add some background music to us here. Let's see. What should we have? We'll have some lo-fi. Okay, so what I'm going to go through now are some of the updates from this week. And once I've been through those, if you're watching, then you can catch us there and ask any questions you have. So let me just send this link in the various WhatsApp groups and everything. Where am I? So just waiting for people to join. Good. So many tabs open. 1 second. Content. Live. Variable link. So I'm just sending this in our WhatsApp group. Bear with me one moment. And then this week's data. Okay, so give it a couple more minutes. Okay, so we have someone watching. So I'm just sending those links across. So if you've got any questions, if you just leave a YouTube comment, I'll see it while I'm talking. And I'm just going to run over the announcements for this week to start off with. So let me find that first of all. So for people who haven't been paying attention, there's 2 events coming up in January, pretty soon. The first is the key traits of a successful franchisee, where I'm interviewing Amrit from Wolfinch at the National Franchise Exhibition, which is going to have people from leaders from all different franchises. It's a free event, and there's also free samples of food as well, so I recommend you go. Amrit here is somebody who, straight out of university, founded an Italian restaurant, was able to build that up. He then became a franchisee at a care home, managed that for 6 years, and now he runs the franchise Wolfinch, which has got over 30 branches. So it's a great story of somebody who came from not very much and built his way up the hard way, and is now like a great boss and somebody that really drives culture forwards. On the 7th, that's our key event, which is the Bay HQ X Innovation HPC Innovation Banking 2024 Startup Outlook, So on that panel, we've got Ovid Ashtari, who is a former president of Citymapper as a prolific angel investor, Raj Korkera, who's a co-founder of Orchard AI, and they've raised $65 million now. Then you've got Rupi Malaysia, who's the Chief Strategy Transformation and Change Officer at HSBC Innovation Banking. And then we also have Ashura, who's a VC partner at Local Globe. So if you want to meet the community, remember, the Bay HQ isn't just me, right? There's so many other people involved, and that's the best place to go and meet everybody there. And you never know what friends you might make or what doors might get unlocked. And speaking of Raj as well, so she was on the podcast this week, so make sure you check that out. She's also the co-founder, or she's the founder of Pink Ludwig Project and South Asian Therapists. So you might have heard of her from that and not realized that she's also got the AI company. She's also an author too. And then Param from City Seeks gave a masterclass on entrepreneurship versus entrepreneurship, which is also on this YouTube channel. We're also launching our Slack channel next week on Monday. So make sure you fill out our community survey. And if you've done that, then you're going to be able to join that. So other things going on, let's have a look. So events this week for my network. There's a Taste of South Asian Weddings, which is going in Harrow on Sunday, and you can get 50% off using our link. So to find that link, if you just go, I'll put it into the comments in a moment. Then you've got How to Stand Out as a Brand and Individual in an Evolving World on Tuesday night. You've got Unlocking Talent, which is an online event, Crafting Competitive Advantage for Employee Benefits on Wednesday at lunchtime. You've got Fundraising in 2024, a fireside chat on Wednesday evening. You've got Startup Essentials, Understanding Limited Liability Companies, LTDs, on Thursday at lunchtime. And there's a few other ones as well. So make sure you go to our website, you can find all of the information there. There's also a bunch of jobs available from people on our network, from the founders. So Block Dojo have head of design available. Nala have a money laundering reporting officer, a senior backend engineer, a senior data analyst, a senior data engineer. Hive looking for a senior front-end engineer and a payroll administrator. Orchard AI are looking for a lead developer, a senior developer, a senior sales lead, a user coach bid writing professional. Fable and Main are looking for a business analyst, a marketing director, a social media manager, a studio director, and another business analyst. Click are looking for an operations director. Yonder are looking for a senior member support manager. Tuck are looking for a sales manager, and Yhangry are looking for product design. On the podcast this week, Raj Kera shouted at Dimple Patel, Navjot Sawhney, and Satnam Sangera. Param shouted at me, Amadeep Palmer, Ashura, who's going to be on the panel in February, and Ahana Banerjee, who's also been on the podcast. So that's the updates from us this week. I'm going to go back to this tab. Let's see if there's any comments. So no comments just yet. So if there's no comments, I'm just going to sit here and continue working, and feel free to ask any questions you want. Okay, so seeing the message from Gervia there. Let's have a look. So Gervia said, what are you most looking forward to over Q1 2024 with the Bay HQ? So what I was just doing there, Gervia, which you might have realized from the emails, is that I booked in a guest at the wrong time. So I was just faffing around with emails to sort that out. So we've got the big event with HSBC coming up in February 7th, which is going to be really exciting. And I think those rooms, like last time, there was just so much energy in that room. So we had 120 people there. It was like the busiest events of HSBC's calendar. And seeing that there and all those people together and how they were related to each other. And there's quite a few people in the crowd who were saying how lots of people don't support them in their family or their friends. And now they've got a tribe. And I think seeing people come together like that is the most exciting thing. And we're going to be doing that in different ways, right? So we've also got the franchise exhibition, which is going to be great in different ways because it's a completely different bubble of people sometimes. But it's one that I think a lot of people should be paying more attention to. And there's so much people can learn from that aspect. So if somebody really enjoys like operations, they're really good at executing, they're like knowing the framework and then being able to really excel when they do that. Franchising is great for that, right? So that's going to be fun. And also there's quite a few food exhibitors there who give great free samples. So I'm looking forward to that too. We're also expanding the school program. So that's going to be really exciting to go in there. And I remember when I was at school, like I didn't have any role models in terms of outside of my dad of like what he'd done and he'd worked his way up and he'd done it the kind of the long corporate way, right? But to see like going to the schools and show people like there's all of these people that look like you who've done incredible things. And it's just gonna be incredible to see. So I think those are the most exciting things there. Then behind the scenes is obviously the challenges of different things we've set ourselves, which are going to be exciting to try and fulfill of how we scale this up, how we build this. That kind of behind the scenes stuff is really fun for me. So I'm really looking forward to that challenge of how we scale up the team, for example, and build those processes so that we can just keep compounding and getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So what I'm going to do next week for this as well. So at the moment, obviously, this is quite hard to discover, right? So you've already got to be following us on YouTube, or if you spot the email, whatever like that. This is also going to be going on live on YouTube. And what I just need to do is figure out how to do it. Going live on LinkedIn. And obviously, I know a lot more people will see it once we're live on LinkedIn. And one interesting about this too is like, it doesn't necessarily need to be question throughout the whole time. You can just sit here, if you're building something and you want to work on it while we're doing this, and you know that in the comments, other people will be working on the same thing. But if people aren't asking questions and we're sitting here working, and we can kind of almost work together virtually. So you can use this however you want. And I know there's people, for example, who want different advice about different things, but they're trying to get a call, and it's quite difficult at the moment because I'm trying to really make sure that I spend my time wisely. This is a good way for people to get advice, whatever they're building. And sometimes as well, you might ask a question, and there's other people who are listening, and in the comments, they might be able to give you some good feedback too. So look forward to that. And we also have the Slack channel coming next week, so I'm excited for the launch of that. Okay. Okay, so a question here from A. What advice would you give to somebody who has an idea for a business but preferred to build in an environment with other similar people? Any recommendations for accelerators for idea stage, pre-MVP? So is the different stages between like accelerators versus incubators and all of that kind of stuff too? So I know a few people who've done entrepreneurs first, and they seem to quite enjoy that process. And it also depends on what side of the table you sit on. There's quite a few people who, for example, have an idea but don't necessarily have the technical expertise to build it. And that's where something like Entrepreneurs First is quite good because it can match you with a co-founder. There's Hatch, which is pretty good too, heard good things about them. What I've generally seen from some of the bigger organizations sometimes where maybe they're not fully focused on, say, startups, but they have an accelerator or an incubator as part of their offerings. Sometimes those can be quite lightweight and they don't really give you the information you need. So those are a couple that come to mind. If you're in the crypto space, Web3, then recommend Block Dojo by our friend Jay Goodrow. Those ones that come to mind immediately, but there are many others too. Antler's also got a very good reputation. And sometimes too, so it really depends on what you're building. But let's say if it's a venture scale business, then you'd want to go for one of these accelerators. If it's something which is more bootstrapped, which you think you're going to try and make profitable and recurring income, then something like Indie Hackers could be pretty good as well. So there's something called Indie London, and they do meetups quite regularly. They've got something called Ramen Club, and Ramen Club is a bunch of founders that meet together every week to co-work, and that could be quite a good way to do it too. So if you let me know in the comments a bit more information about what kind of business you're looking at, and I might be able to give some recommendations that are more tailored to you. Okay, potential SaaS business. Then is it something which would be looking to raise venture capital for, or would it be something which is more, to say, like, there's companies which, for example, which they try to, is it a lifestyle business or is it a venture scale business? Essentially, like, are you looking to one day raise money and to try and become $1 billion company, or are you more looking for something which it could become like a good lifestyle business where you make a decent amount of money? Because that's the two different paths in some ways. If you're looking down the first route, then Antler, Entrepreneur First, Crypto Spaces, Block Dojo. There's a few other ones too, those ones that come to mind. And I'm guessing if you're London based too, there's the ones that kind of come to mind there. Then on the other side, if you're looking for something which is more bootstrapped, which is something which is recurring revenue and that kind of a model, then Indie Hackers and Indie London could be a pretty good place to go to as well. And they go to something called the Bricklayers Arms in Haggerston quite regularly. And that's a good place to go to there. If you've got a non-technical background as well, so this is one of the things we're going to try and be working with people too, because there's quite a few people down our network who are looking for technical co-founders. So we're going to be partnering with different organizations to try and connect like non-technical co-founders with technical co-founders, because it's a big like stepping stone to help people to make an impact, right? Is that if you don't have those kind of people in your network, it's very hard to find a co-founder, which then makes your whole job much harder. So we're going to try and facilitate that in the future too. But for the moment, I'd probably recommend Entrepreneurs First, Antler, and they've also got programs such as Virgin for startups and stuff like that too. Oh, Techstars is another one that I forgot. That's another very good one that you can do there. Hatch Enterprise. Yeah. So I'll put those names down there. So a couple that come to mind, you've got them, Hatch, Techstars. And sometimes I think Antler and Entrepreneur First can be a bit later. Block Dojo is more crypto. So Block Dojo, we know. So the global CCO is Jay Goodrow, who sits on our board. So we know them very well, and I can obviously vouch for him. And then if it was bootstrapped, Indie London. So hopefully those suggestions help there. Not many people come to mind who've been through FFWD, but Hatch, Techstars, Antler, Entrepreneur First, and Block Dojo. We know quite a few people have been through those and seem to be pretty happy with what happened there. Awesome, that's great. Yeah, it's definitely something we were looking into because it's one of the great things about the network and the community, right? Is that we have people with all different skill sets, and part of the value we hope to provide is connecting those people together. Because if we can do that effectively, then who knows? Like, we don't know what your idea is, but if we help you find your co-founder, and then that makes a business which then impacts hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, then that's a pretty good use of the community, right? So we're looking forward to doing that in the future. Okay, 4 minutes to go. So any more questions, let me know. And then I'm going to have my lunch. Okay, I'm going to jump off now. Thanks for the questions, everyone, and have a good day.